talk about indecision today, biggest killer in business, the inability to make decisions, or just the lack of decision making in general. So, Jeff Bezos talks about this a lot, and I just saw something about him, and I was thinking about the, things in my current world, in my current situation, where a lot of things can go wrong when you don't make decisions. So you have folks who get a lot of analysis paralysis. They study a lot of things and get a whole bunch of information and then just don't make a decision because they've got too much information. A lot of times decision making is based off your gut. I mean, you want to use, data to back that up, but overthinking things does more harm than it does good. And I think that what happens in businesses is people say they want a thing, and then the reality starts hitting of those things, and they weren't truly committed to doing the thing. So I'm going to reframe that. When a person says, hey, I want to do this thing, that's just a vocal expression of what they want to do. A lot of times when people make a claim that they want to do this or they're going to do this, they haven't really committed to the decision or the thing that they want to do 100%. So what I mean by that is when you say, I'm going to do a thing, you got to stand by that thing, which means anything that comes as a consequence, a response, a reaction from the choices that you make, the actions that you take, you need to be prepared to move forward to achieve whatever the desired end result is, regardless of the scenario. So when you truly commit to something, you say, I'm going to do this thing. That means you're going to do this thing up into the point that it's not possible. And it may not look the way you thought it was in your head, but that's irrelevant. There are no excuses in, I want to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing. You just get the thing done. And a lot of times people make empty claims, empty statements. And if you do that enough times, people will start to pick up on that. Not just in your words, but in the lack of action or the clarity of inaction. So people are now perceiving you as somebody who says they're going to do a thing, but then they do not do the thing, and you lose credibility. You lose the understanding of accountability, and your words just start to mean less and less. And ultimately, the effect of that consistently has been in my world that when you don't make decisions, or when you make decisions up into the point that you actually have to adjust the way you were thinking or take more action than you thought, and then you do not follow through, you now become someone who makes a lot of statements and requires a lot of people to take action that you don't follow through with, and their actions become meaningless to the end result that was said or stated, that for all of us, this is the end result. For me, this is the end result. This is what I'm going to do. And so other people act accordingly to your words, but then there's no follow-up and follow-through with actions to that end. And so then they just become words, and you create a lot of change, but you don't create a lot of positive growth towards the end result that you wanted, but you do create a lot of results that end up being more detrimental to the overall goal or whatever the objective was that you wanted to achieve, and it causes a lot of confusion, it causes anxiety, it causes stress, and ultimately just lacks overall progress. And if we are going to say we want to do a thing, progress is inherent. The progress that you make can either be positive or negative, and so depending on how you follow up and follow through and what your commitment level is to the thing that you want or the end result that you want to get, um, you will get it if you continue to stand by what you want to do and you do all the things that are necessary to get there. But if you're always a person who says, I want to get here, but then never follows through and takes the actions necessary to get the thing done, you will cause other people to take actions on your behalf that will end up being a waste of time. And when people see that over and over, they lose that trust factor in you. You lose value in the eyes of other people. And not only that, you become a non-results oriented individual. You are just someone who makes statements and expects things to get done. And that is absolute madness. In my understanding, it is not an effective behavior, at least positively effective. It is a very effective behavior, and unfortunately, it's a very commonly ineffective behavior in a lot of management and leadership. So again, if you want to do a thing and you tell people you're going to do a thing and you take action towards a thing, make sure before you put that out there that you are committed to that action. You're also committed to taking action no matter the scenario or the consequence to achieve the result, and you're prepared to adjust and adapt to continue forward with positive progress towards your objective. Otherwise, you will just cause people to do a whole lot of work for no reason, no progress, negative progress, where these changes, but instead of progressing, they regress and they wonder what's happening. And it's because people who make those decisions do not stand by all the things that need to be done to get there, whether that's financially, whether that's in a form of support by providing resources, whether that's by staying on task, whether that's by being accountable for the consequences and the responses that come from those actions of themselves and others. But again, don't be a person who says a lot of things. We call those barkers, people who bark a lot, but they don't have a bite. So again, I see that a lot in my world. I've seen that a lot in business and sales and marketing. I've seen it a lot in operations. Everyone has a great idea or a great plan until they get punched in the face. So again, don't be that person that when they get punched in the face, they want to tuck and hide or jump out of the ring and then leave it to whatever happens, and then you're the person that comes back. So why didn't my objective get achieved? That's not how good leaders lead. That's not how efficiency happens. That's not how growth happens. That's definitely not how progress happens. So make decisions, take action, follow through. Stay lavish, guys. Good morning, all. Appreciate you guys jumping on here.